Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's video. If you are new, very warm welcome to you, and if you are a returner or a regular viewer, thank you very much for tuning back in for this week's video. So this week I am going to be reviewing two fragrances and just sort of comparing them side by side. And this week I will be reviewing Oud Silk Mood and Oud Silk Mood Extrait. And if you'd like to know more, stay tuned and keep watching. So both of these fragrances, I actually have them in samples. So this is the Eau de Parfum Oud Silk Mood, and this is the Extrait de Parfum for Oud Silk Mood. Now, I love both of these, and I'm awaiting my full bottle in them. I am just waiting forever and forever. I think because the retailer is based in France, and due to COVID and all that sort of thing, everything has just slowed down, and I am still awaiting the bottle. But because I've had both of the samples for a while, I thought, you know what, rather than waiting for the bottle to be delivered, I might as well just review these. For now, they're just going to smell the same, and I think when the bottle does arrive, I would probably just review that then as well. Not that it would be that different anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about the notes in these two, and then I'm just going to talk about the differences in them as well, in terms of price, in terms of sort of the opening, and then the dry down as well. So I would go for the Eau de Parfum first of all. So this is Oud Silk Mood by MFK, and the notes in this include Bergamont, Chamomile, Rose, Hedione, Oud and Papyrus. And for the Extrait, we've got Rose, Chamomile, Oud and Papyrus. So just those four notes, and I think this has got about 6 notes. I'm just going to talk about them both, and I'm just going to compare and contrast as I go. So obviously when you order the sample, you actually get them on these cards from Mason Francis Carter John's website. So it's actually quite good that it comes with the card, so that you can just sort of kind of spray on it, because what you find is when you spray your body, sometimes it kind of gets lost, especially if you've got other fragrances on. So it's quite good that it comes with the card. So I'll go for the Oud Silk Mood first. Yes, I'm just going to spray that on the card now, and this is the Eau de Parfum. Okay, so these two are both beautiful fragrance. However, with the Eau de Parfum, I don't get much of the chamomile in the opening. In comparison to the Extrait, when I spray that, I think the sort of opening of that is the chamomile straight away. That kind of hits you straight away. And the chamomile is definitely more prominent in the Extrait de Parfum than the Eau de Parfum. For the Eau de Parfum, the rose I think is more prominent in this one than it is in the Extrait. And the rose is definitely the opening in the Eau de Parfum. Right, I'll talk about the Extrait now. So I've got the card for that one, and I'm just going to spray that as well. Yeah, so the chamomile definitely hits you with this one. I would say the Extrait definitely lasts you a lot longer. It lasts a lot longer on the skin when you wear it. So I mean, it's definitely more concentrated, hence the name Extrait. So it makes sense that it lasts longer. The longevity of the Extrait, we're talking 12 hours plus. Whereas with the Eau de Parfum, you're probably looking at 8 hours or just over. So that doesn't sort of last you as long. Yeah, they're both beautiful fragrances, and honestly it is one that just captures, for me, this and Oud Satin Mood are a real contender, because obviously when MFK, obviously with all the ouds, is all sort of based on how you're feeling, the mood that you're in on that day, which definitely makes sense, because I think the Oud collection is just based on how you feel on the day, because sometimes I don't feel like wearing Satin Mood and I'm more geared toward the Silk Mood, and it's such a beautiful fragrance, both of them. So the longevity of both products are amazing. Okay, obviously these are unisex, they're very sexy, very sexy indeed, and I would recommend the Extrait to be worn maybe on a night, and the Eau de Parfum, I mean they're both nighttime fragrances I'd say, but I think the Eau de Parfum you can get away with sort of during the day, just because it's not that sort of in your face, it's more sort of, it's more subtle, whereas the Extrait is definitely stronger, more concentrated, so that's more of a nighttime fragrance, I would say. Winter and autumn is the time that I would recommend to wear this. It's not really for sort of hot summer or, you know, hot days, and if you live in a hot country, I probably would not recommend this, because these are very sort of for cooler weather. The prices for these, the Extrait retails a bit more than the Eau de Parfum. So the Eau de Parfum, as you know, for the 70ml is just about £200, depending what retailer you shop from, whereas the Extrait can go up to £295. I think it's between £280 and £295. Some retailers stock it for £280, and then some retailers stock it for €295, where if you convert that into pounds, obviously it just kind of goes towards that 280. So that's just the difference in price for those. If you were to get one, I would recommend going for the Extrait. I know it's a little bit more expensive, and you know, but I think it's worth just that little bit more that you pay, just because of how much more you get from it, and I think you will be a lot happier as well if you go for the Extrait. So I'm still waiting on bottles for these, but you know, I'm a firm believer in samples, which is why I initially ordered myself samples, but I just thought I cannot wait any longer to review these, so I'm just going to review the samples. It's just going to smell exactly the same when the bottle arrives anyway. With the Extrait, the chamomile is definitely the opening. That's what you smell, that's the note you smell straight away, and the dry down of it is more of the rose. Whereas with the Eau de Parfum, the rose is more prominent. I would say the rose is the opening, whereas the chamomile is not very prominent in the Eau de Parfum at all. But they are both so beautiful. They don't smell differently, they are very similar, it's just one is more concentrated, and the nose and the opening is just a little, just that tad bit different. And I love both of them. These are not sweet smelling fragrances in comparison to Satin Mood, which is obviously quite sweet. These aren't sweet, they are very beautiful. They are just gorgeous and so classy. They smell expensive, you will smell expensive with these, and I've got to give it to Francis Kirk John himself. It's just, these fragrances are pretty special indeed. Okay, so I would probably still review like the Velvet Mood and the Cashmere Mood as well, and Oud, but those are not my favorites. But I will still sort of review them and, you know, talk about the notes in them, because I think it might work for some people, even though it doesn't work for me personally. So I would say my two favorites are definitely the Silk Mood and the Satin Mood out of the Oud collections. Obviously MFK have other fragrances as well that smell fantastic, so not just the ones from the Oud collection. I've mentioned that it's unisex. For daytime I would probably go for the Eau de Parfum. The Extrait I would wear more on a night, just because of the projection, the longevity of it, and it's definitely more of a nighttime wear. So that is that. All the links I will leave down below, where you can purchase the samples from as well. I will leave all the links down below for you. If you like this video, if you already own both of these, or if you own one of them, if you love or hate them, let me know. Pop the comments in the comments box down below as well, and I'd just love to get your thoughts on these two. If you have any questions, obviously just pop them in the comments box below if I haven't mentioned something and you'd like to know. But yeah, these the extract especially, honestly, it just, it's freaking amazing, okay? Proper nice. Yes, 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 yeah, amazing. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop now. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you next week in my next video. Like I say, if there's something I haven't mentioned or you'd like to know, pop that all down and I will try and answer your questions. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to click like, and feel free to comment as well, and if you haven't yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe and click the bell so that you can get notified as well. And I will see you next week in my next video. Thank you very much. Bye.